Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to A Good Snowman is Hard to Build. I spent a little bit of time off camera just looking at the big picture, and I do think that I could probably solve at least all but one of the meta puzzles here. So I think that's going to be my current focus. So, this one, if I got a snowman here, and here, and here, I think it would be doable. So let's attempt to do those things. It'll be a little bit obnoxious because putting one here and here means I won't be able to walk kind of in between these two spots very easily. So I think let's focus on trying to get the snowman over here first, just because it seems like that will interfere with the least of everything else that's going on. So if I were to remake William, my goal is to get him here. And at a glance, that seems reasonable. I would have to push the middle thing further to the left, which involves getting some of the snow out of here. And so I believe what I'm witnessing is I could do this, and then walk around this way. And then I'd be able to push that guy back up, which I guess I need to do now. And he won't accumulate any more snow yet. And then I need to mop up a bunch of extra snow with this guy. Can I do what I want to do? I think I still can. Can I? Maybe. I need to get this guy farther to the north. Can I mop up? Oh, I can do this. I can put you over here, and then over here, and then I can get this guy to the north, which is the key move, I think, at this point. Because then I can mop up all the snow and get this guy into his final resting position, right? Yes. Okay. So, we're already off to a great start. I feel like I'm decent at visualizing most of the moves, at least when there's only one snowman in play. The last puzzle that I solved in the main game, I think, is still going to be the main sticking point, as it were. Let's go ahead and try to resolve this one and end up down here where I'm standing. So if I want to do that, I need to accumulate a fair bit of snow. And that's one of the difficult things, because in order to accumulate 2 bits of snow on one snowball, I have to do some vaguely crazy-ish stuff like... I guess I can push you down here for a moment, then put you over here, and this guy, yeah, I can safely move all the way over here because I can walk around the outside of the puzzle. So this guy can now go into his final resting position. This guy can become mid-size. But I can't get him out because of where I left the little guy, or is that true? I could put the little guy here and then bounce him over this one. But that won't help me because then I can't get the little guy back off. Or push this guy back over here. Okay, so that part was not right. So little guy, I need to think about you a little bit harder. Is there somewhere else you could have gone? Well, the one other place you could have gone, in theory, is here. So there's my mid-size guy. Could I do this, temporarily put the little guy here? That gives me some space to do something with the middle-sized guy. Not exactly. What am I failing to do here? Other than solve the puzzle. Ooh! There's a move I've never tried. Can I push little guy from here to here? It's not going to help me solve the puzzle, and it's also not possible to do. But I don't think I ever tried making that move before. Okay. So the guy I'm having the most trouble with is middle-sized guy. So what if I try dealing with him first? And so suppose I had a middle-sized guy who was ready to go on the big guy when the time comes. So he's over here. Except who is middle-sized guy? Or who is big guy? How did I ever get a big guy anywhere? Great question. And I don't think I can use the top right exits usefully. So it seems like to get a big guy, I have to do this. Right. And how am I going to get this little guy out of the way, though? Because if I do this, like, you'll just get stuck at the top or on the right-hand side at this point, which doesn't help me. I'm missing something important here. Am I certain that this is the final resting position? Is that the only place that could be close enough? No. It could also be here, and this guy, rather than being here, could be here. So maybe that's the key. So let's see if I can solve the puzzle by getting the final snowman where I'm currently standing now. And that might be the key to the puzzle. So if I were to do such a thing, then I believe I could push you temporarily out of the way over here and eventually get you to a final resting spot. And I could push you temporarily over here and get you to a final resting spot? Question mark. Almost-ish. This still doesn't quite work. Because I can't move this guy to the right now, and he does need to move to the right, right? He might not. It's possible that this will be a solution. Let me solve the other one, and then take a look in the meta puzzle bench space. That might be close enough. So if I resolve this now with the goal of being right here, where I'm currently standing, what will that look like? I need to mop up all but one bit of snow, it would appear at first glance. And I do think it is reasonable to push you all the way out of the way over here. In which case I could also do something clever-ish by moving you over here so that this guy can get up here. He can still be pushed south. And I can still get at some other snow over there, but now I need to take a long walk around the puzzle to push that guy to the south. How long is that walk? It's not all that long. It would be nice if there were some kind of faster travel there, maybe. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Okay, and then I need to accumulate a medium-sized snowball, which will be a pain in the tuchus, but I can do it. Okay, so there's my medium-sized snowball. And now to push it down there, I need to walk around again. And then finally, the little guy goes on top, which involves one more long cycle. So with snowmen in these three positions, can I create a snowman out of those three? And I think the answer is yes, because I think I can do that, and if this goes straight down, the small one will stay small here. Yes. Okay, great. So that does work. I managed to get those three together. And so just continuing on with the obvious constraints. If this one moved south more and this one moved west more, then I'd be able to get these together. So let's focus on getting that top guy farther to the south. So which snowman is that? It is Paul. All right, so I want you to be as south as possible, but also sufficiently rightward. I think there's two possibilities in terms of rightwardness that both might work. So the important bit is as south as possible. So suppose I just do... Oh. Wait. How did this one ever work? How did this one ever work? If I push you down there, you're pinned forever. So that's never going to work. Same is true for the top guy. So the only possible next move is this. That means that guy's now pinned to the right-hand side. So the only place I could possibly complete a snowman is down here if I want it to be on the south edge. So with all of that information in mind, I guess the next thing I need to do is get some little snowball into the middle, which I do by walking it around like this. However, I should have already pushed that guy one to the south so that I, would be able to walk around him, I think. So then, if I do this, then this guy could be pushed to the north. I have space to walk around to push him back to the south. So here is the final resting position of the snowman. Okay, this seems fine. And then I can use the same trick to get onto the left-hand side of this little snowball. Okay, so with these two in this position, then the only legal position for this snowman here to be completed is definitely here would work. I think here would work as well. I think that would work as well. Yeah, either of these two spots I think are workable positions if I'm reasoning correctly. Actually, this spot where I'm standing right now is perhaps the ideal. So can I get a final snowman there? Seems perfectly reasonable, just at a glance. Suppose the issue is one of the balls needs to stay small, and all of them want to accumulate snow at the outset. Especially if I'm going to be completing them over here, this guy needs to move to the left somehow. And it feels like in order to get on the other side of him, well, I could use the bench. Right, I need to use the bench is what I need to do. So I think what I need to do is... no, someone needs to say small, though. Who? And when, and where, and why, and how. And other words of various questions. Which one of these can stay small? That is the question. It's not you if I do that. And if I push you to the right, there's no way to push the other guy. Oh, wait, hold on. Here's what I'm missing. I could do this. Suppose I did that. And now suppose I go sit at a bench. Does this help me solve the puzzle? I think it might. There aren't any benches particularly nearby. I guess this one isn't too far. So we'll grab this bench. We'll take a nap. We will wander back over to this bench. We'll wake up in a different spot. And now if I roll you over here, none of my problems have been solved, because the only move I can do is to roll you back. So how am I going to preserve a little guy, and what purpose does waking up on this bench serve for me? I was fairly convinced that I needed to pin the snowman against the left-hand edge, but I'm no closer to figuring out how to do that. If I begin the puzzle here, perhaps this will help me solve the puzzle? I don't believe so. Because again, there's just so little space. And I can't go from here to the south. I just wake up. And I guess if I had cleared off snow over here, like then I'd be able to push some guys around over here. But yeah, this is not at all working. And yeah, this move is never going to be any good. And this move accumulates snow on you. And this move accumulates snow on you, so... Alright, let me stare at this one for a moment. Alright, I spent like 40 minutes on this, but I think I do have a solution. Let's see if I can remember how to do it now. So, step one. It's very kind of Towers of Hanoi-ish. Get a little snowball over there. Step two. Can I even remember what step two is going to be? I'm going to create a medium over here. And does it matter what direction I'm doing it in? Probably, maybe. Let's do it here. Now, I need to transfer the medium to the other side so that I can mop up some more snow on the right-hand side with the big one. So I do that by walking around here. This is a little bit fiddly. There are going to be many bench transfers like this. So now medium swaps with big. Then if I go to the other side, big can mop up some more snow. So we'll do that next. And then medium and little need to swap, I think. And then like medium and big need to swap, and it's like a whole lot of swaps. So for medium and little to swap, they can actually do it over here. Like that. And medium, I think, does need to go here again, maybe? I'm not sure. But now, I think I want little and big to swap. So, I take a little nap. And move over here. But you might get a sense of what's going on. Oops, I need to actually fall asleep. Because eventually I need to get the big guy in the bottom left. And so if I move you over here, big guy needs to get in the bottom left, but the middle guy needs to go on top of him, which means they need to kind of swap positions again. So I need to be to the right of the big guy to bring him to where they can swap at the corner, big and middle. And so I don't remember where I left the little snowball. I left him here, so I'm stuck. So let me actually move up slightly on the bench. It's a little bit unfortunate that the animation to switch kind of worlds or whatever takes as long as it does. So is this what I do next? I think this is what I do next. So yeah, I can swap you over here. And at this point, have I solved it? I might have solved it. Because now you can go all the way to the left, and you can go on top of that, and you can go on top of that. Yes, I did it. Okay, it took me so long to find the solution. But I have done it. And as a result, I can take a nap and then go do the main task of, oops, wake up. The main task that we're trying to do, right? Can I? Actually, no two of them are still close enough. Oh no. Is this still not good enough? This is still not good enough. Or is it? If I do that, that just tumbles into snow. Is there a way to do this? One of them needs to not move. I got this to this position, but this is still not good enough. What else would need to change? Or is this good enough and I'm just not seeing it? Suppose I did this. Then I can roll you here and you stay medium. There might still be something here that is usable. I just haven't figured it out yet. So you're medium, you're small. You're still medium. This almost works. This almost works. Actually, it might work. Oops, wrong way. What if I do this? Yes, then this. No, it doesn't quite work. I still can't get the medium guy over here. Or can I? If I put you here briefly, does this help me? Because I can move you here. I think this does help me, because then I can put you back down here. And then move you over here. Yes, okay, there's more shuffling in this space than I realized was possible. But it was enough. Okay. I made a super snowman out of those guys. And that took me a lot of time. But that's great. So who would be next? So... yeah, this guy is definitely in the wrong spot, I think. And so this was the most difficult puzzle in the real world that I'm standing in. That's going to be super difficult, so I should focus on some other easy ones if I want to make progress. Let's see, how much footage do I have today? Like, I could probably get this guy here and here and here. Yeah, let's see where we're at. Alright, I have a little bit of time left, so let's see. These three, it's kind of obvious what I want to do. I want to get them all near the top left corner of this. So, if I were to restart this puzzle... okay, there's no snow. And it's just about getting the big one to the top first. Which doesn't seem too bad, because I could move this up here. Then move this over here. But I already need to do some swaps, I think. So let me go into bench space and come through here. This is such an unusual... I think in general, like, it's often enjoyable to have games where there's kind of a two worlds mechanic. A Link to the Past is kind of like the first one that comes to mind or whatever. But there's a variety of worlds, like The Messenger. Neither of these are games that I've played on my channel, but they might be games you're familiar with. Both have the kind of like two overlapping, intertwined worlds kind of concept going on. And whenever that happens and is well executed, it tends to be pretty great. And this one, it definitely adds a very interesting something. It's a little bit fiddly. I feel like I'm not sure exactly how I would polish the execution differently. But it does make me wonder if there's a slightly better way to do it. Let's work on this one next. But nevertheless, just the general idea of that mechanic of the two overlapping worlds, I think is one that often plays out well. And I am enjoying what its layers add to this game. All right, I need to walk all the way over there now, I think. Because I think I need to put you up here temporarily. Actually, no. How am I ever going to get this one? Let's instead make you the too high guy. And where would you want to be? I want... Suppose I did this. I think this is workable. Because I think I can mop up all the rest of the snow with this guy, probably. So if I get this guy out of the way, then you can do a lot of mopping up, question mark? I think so. Because if I leave some empty snow space there, then this guy can get pushed over here, get pushed onto the empty snow space, and then everybody can just get over to the right exit, which is where I was trying to finish everything up, I think. And I can get north of you, so it's fine to do that. And so I think this accomplishes what I want to do. I've already slightly lost track of exactly where I'm going, but I learned from the previous 3 snowman puzzle that there's a little bit more fiddly space to work with than I realized. So if the snowmen are close but doesn't look like it's quite close enough, you can still usually solve, well, usually, you can still sometimes solve the puzzle at least. Okay, but there is a snowman there. And finally, do I have time to try to move this guy to the lower left? Let's see, because I'm kind of racing a little bit against my own clock here. This one doesn't seem bad. In fact, it actually seems quite good. If that guy became the middle, then could I not just do this, followed by that guy becoming the middle size, and finally, oops, you can go ahead and finish up, and then finally this one just walking around? I think that'll work. So these 3 were actually very easy to put together in appropriate positions. And so now, if I go take a nap on a bench, I believe 3 snowmen can become 1 snowman rather simply by, I guess I can just cast off a little bit of extra snow there and then do that. Yeah. All right. And we made 3 more. All right. I am pleased with how this is going. But that's where I'm going to have to leave it for today. So I'm going to say I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day. And I will see you again soon for more A Good Snowman is Hard to Build. For now, bye-bye.